Oh, lolo.
I see the error of my ways, Father. You've convinced me. We're playing something blatantly obvious, and I don't know what to think about it. Because...
we're both going completely blind.
Totally blind. I've heard the name of this series, and given what raucous fun we had with Civilization Revolution...
If you have not watched...
I feel
what
it
did you
was...
actually call that video?
It was just... Oh, heavenly days.
You call them
Okay,
antics?
so this is the game. I have seen screenshots of this. This is like...
Okay, this is far more...
This is like the hardcorest of the hardcore Civilization games.
Okay, so this is essentially Risk on video.
Well, except Risk was only battle. This is also politics. Let's be der Swedes. I'm the Swede who took over the world. You should actually...
You're so selfish!
Well, because it's actually true. Did you know? No, you don't think of this at all. But the Swedes in, like, I forget what period of Europe, were, like, one of the dominant powers because of... It was like a specific line of kings and everything.
Leadership? Yeah,
it was, I believe, Carolus Rex. If you listen to Sabaton, you'll know. Because, A, it's a great song, and he was an actual person who was, like, one of their greatest kings in terms of his expansion of the empire, and, yeah.
Plus, if you have not listened to Sabaton, you should, because they're fantastic.
How do I... Okay, I want to play as
Arguably one of the best. Although...
junior partner of Denmark, Archking Christopher III. Holy crap, this is a bad... I think we're a little too thick to make this game work, but ain't gonna stop us. Oh, historical start.
Again, we just completely blank slate, so we don't know what we're getting into necessarily.
The New World,
I feel like you can make that case with really any country, maybe not any country, but most countries in anyway, that they had at least some time of more dominant power. I mean...
of all places, a really random place to find this, but in... Which one? It was in Xenocide, I believe. Or it could have been... No, it was Xenocide. It wasn't Children of the Mind. There's like a whole big chapter dedicated to this whole theory that he describes of... Oh, I forget what the terminology he uses, where it's basically... I think he calls it like center nations and rim and like outer nations.
Huh.
It's basically certain nations have, because of their... I should remember it better because I remember finding it a fascinating chapter. But it's basically the idea that, you know, the reason there are certain empires throughout history is that they were center nations, but they almost always expired in the way of it's similar to like they burnt out over time. The hotter the candle, the shorter the life. Whereas the outer world nations tend to last longer, but they never achieve much. And oftentimes, it's the overextension of the center nations that leads to outer nations taking them over.
It's the classic adage of the outer nations that go quietly on.
Well, a little bit, but because he talks, there's like a whole bit about how Egypt was once a center nation, but because it became so, it was so old and it got so stretched out that eventually what he terms the outer nation of the Arabic Peninsula took it over.
I find it interesting that a lot of people connect. Chapter. It's interesting that a lot of people connect Egypt to
Arabs.
They're not.
Well, I mean, they are now.
They're
not anymore.
It's an African nation, though.
Well, yes,
it's in the continent of Africa.
Yes, but the people currently living in Egypt are of Arabic descent.
Oh, for sure, I'm not denying that. I just think it's interesting because a lot of people would want to, consider.
I'm going to look up when was Carolus Rex. Carolus Rex, not the studio album, although it's great. You got Joachim. It's a great album.
Ignatius D. No, I'm just playing.
Carolus, Charles the 12th, was that his name? Carolus Rex, King of Sweden from 1697 to 1718. It was a very short time. He died very young. Do I have the choice of 1667? Let's.
I cannot see that at all.
Oh wow, yeah, we're having to do a wacky setup today. Whoa, okay, Can I do 16? Let's just start it. Okay, I'm getting the feeling my computer can't quite handle this. We did get an error message saying I don't have enough graphic card memory. But then, after that error message, the game started up. So we're going to see what happens.
Going to need a lot more do universe. juice.
I haven't a clue what even I'm controlling when I press these buttons. Okay, so that's years. This is decades.
Isn't that just years again? I mean,
No, years as in a single year, and then there's decades. So this should make it... Can I not go up to 16? Is the 16... Aha! There you go. So 1600. I'm going to go then to... Might as well
make
start...
it mid part of his...
Well, when was he born? Not when did he take office. When was he born? He was born in 1682. So let's start with 1682. I've gone too far forward. Okay. I'm detecting a heavy amount of lag on my computer, so this is going to be a little bit like the Stardew Valley video. If it crashes in the middle, we're just going to keep it.
Stardew Valley, which one?
That was the one that we played. Like that was only a couple weeks ago now.
Oh.
This isn't making an effect when I click it. Do you see these numbers about to change?
It's gonna be one of those.
There it goes.
It's gonna be one of those things where it like doesn't adjust until it adjusts like 3 back.
Okay, so 1682.
You want to go less years? Less years. I'm just.
You want to go back in time?
That's just like.
Okay, there we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I probably shouldn't have done that. It's gonna explode now. 3.
You're close.
4. 5. Come on.
And burn it to a crisp. Okay.
Wow, this is quite an intro. This does not bode well for how the game's going to actually play. But like I said, we're going into it blind.
This also feels very, well, I mean, we compared it in a somewhat humorous way to Civilization and the crazy...
the borders are changing. Holy crap, this game is like the biggest history nerd. Every time the years change, that's why it's taking so long, is every time I change the year, the borders change.
That's actually really interesting.
So this is clearly the game I was thinking it was, because I recall that I know that there was a game series like this that was like the uber historically accurate thing.
As much as I know that this would take a long time to get into,
so it's going to go 1680, and England just swapped some stuff
I feel
around.
that the accuracy historically would be a great way to teach children. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The case could be made that this should be played in history class.
Well, certainly more than Oregon Trail. All right, here we go. It took us a long time, but we're at 1682.
It's too late. You have syphilis. You die.
That's not related to Oregon Trail. That was just what happened here. Okay, we're getting uber historical. This is for the chance for our inner history nerds to come out. He was born June the 17th. June, November. Are the maps going to change even now?
I doubt that. A couple months?
Who knows? It's changing. I don't notice borders changing, but the map quality is changing. Well, so because I'm a fan of Sabaton, I know more about Swedish history than I bet the average person does.
I don't know that I have...
Certainly, probably more than the average American. I'm sure the Swedes know more than me, but they have reason to. What did I say? Something of July 16th, 17th? 17th of June, not July.
If you have not listened to any...
Listen to Sabaton.
...kind of metal that has anything to do... that's outside of the realm of
death.
Yeah.
Like
you should, because there's a lot of great
I don't like
stuff
death metal
or
black metal, because it's really just...
What's the difference between black metal
and death metal? I think they're both... they're both on the far edge of the spectrum. I think death metal pushed black metal off, and is now black metal lies.
Black metal is what you're saying.
Black metal lies in a grave in the woods, and death metal stands above it.
So.
And then when you come in further into town, then you get into like the power metal and the heavy metal and the good stuff.
Because you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
Wow. How long have we been doing? 10 minutes just to select the date. Either that's my computer being a potato, or it's this game being this in-depth.
Or it just is that we...
Come on, 16th. There we go. Starting date. How?
We're wasting time rambling. And maybe
wasting time. All of this is a waste of
time.
Wasting time. Technically, of all the people present, they're wasting the most time because they're watching us do this. But you'll notice.
Not to add insult to your
Whoa,
injury.
whoa, mother. What have I done? What?
You can zoom in and out. That's fabulous.
But I don't know how did I... okay. So you'll notice Sweden reaching into Russia, taking most of what would eventually become Norway, reaching onto the continent a little bit. They were quite a power at this time. I have not the slightest to Conquest of Paradise not owned. Are these all DLCs? That was the one thing I had to do. When I first started up the game, I thought, this could be interesting. Let's see if it'll play. And then it went, you'll have to sign up an account. So I don't own any of these. These are presumably DLC.
What's interesting about
Art of War?
The
holy crap.
Land of, or the
Sweden
nation,
is a Protestant nation at this time. True.
The nation.
that
Russia,
was not new.
I feel like it's interesting that with Russia, there's some nations that just have a lot of, I suppose, real estate, for lack of a better term, but they didn't necessarily have a lot of influence. You know that? I mean, no, I'm saying.
Russia was a big.
I'm
deal.
not saying that Russia didn't have influence. What I'm saying is
independent nation. King Carl. Wait. King Carl the 12th. Oh, because we chose his birthday, the current king, is his father. Okay. I don't get much of a chance. I actually am a bit of a closet history nerd, so this is actually kind of fascinating to me.
Well, more than fascinating, that is a really
Swedish
the amount
Swedish ideas, light bulb, und
the amount of intention that they had to put into this. Now, what I was getting at is it is true that there have been nations that are smaller that have more influence than nations that are larger. Is what I was.
Yeah, size does not necessarily.
It doesn't dictate exactly. That's what I'm.
Swedish steel. Also armies fire inaccurate volleys with their enemies.
I literally can't read any of this on line TV.
Deliver a single volley at close range. I'm trying not to make it too German because I know they're different, but it's the only accent I know better is the German.
Swedish isn't...
Volley at a close range and then give them cold steel discipline.
Think about
the Hakapalita.
A German that grew up...
Wow, I can hardly read that. You can see that for beans.
That's what I'm saying. Think about like a German person who grew up...
I am sorry for all of this violence.
For all of this violence?
Yeah. That's the one joke about the Swedes is they don't pronounce... They overpronounce V's as W's because they overcompensate for the W's being V's by going the other way. Absolutism is a series that one man should be in charge, and that man is the king. Stability cost modifier -10. I have no clue what any of this means. I think we should just jump right in.
You're slipping into some Nigerian territory now.
Excuse me? I don't know where you're pulling that from.
That back half, that sounded a little...
Denmark.
-10.
Oh, okay, diplomacy. We're at a truce with Denmark and Austria. Until September of 2 years from now. That's a bad thing. I'm going to be 2 years old. I got to go to war at 2 years old?
Oh my, a war.
Truce with Austria for 2 years. Truce with Spain for 1 year. I'm in danger.
I'm in debt up to my eyeballs.
Royal marriage with Denmark, Christian V von Oldenburg. I'm just going to have to ape Homestar, and I'm going to start talking like Tarantula.
What?
Yeah. Also, check out our new video. Have you not remembered that? The Tarantula interview?
No, I don't. Clearly.
It's great. Did we ever talk about my fascination with Viking history? We talked about that in the Assassin's Creed.
Well, I think that
it partially
came from metal.
Yes, because no, it came because of lineage mostly, and because Vikings are cool. I mean. But yes, Sweden was a Protestant nation at this time, had been for several hundred years by now. Let's just jump right in. So, I have no clue how to... it's down here. I was going to say, I don't even know how to start this game. We're just going to jump right in. Uh-oh. Cannot be earned. Oh, that's for Iron Man mode. We're going to stick with normal mode, thanks. Who knows if this is going to even play, but we're going to keep going.
Just gonna keep on trucking.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep on.
Kazakh. And the Ottomans were still around at this time.
Yeah.
Algiers, Tunis. Oh, I'm hearing clicking. Aha! Von Witzelbach, Dynasty of Sweden. Even years after the fact, we fit food, but they had a hootie. Oh, heavens. Okay.
This is going to be very text heavy. It's going to be very difficult for me because I cannot see.
You can't. Yeah. Spain seemingly reigns supreme in the New World. That's true of this time. Bloody blah. Okay. As much as I'm a history nerd, this is awfully thick. They're laying this on heavier than I want in a game. Religion. The Protestant faith gives the following modifiers. It increases taxes. I don't know how that happens.
Huh.
Ah, welcome to the Church of God. Give us money, please.
Well, some people would argue that's not that far off.
Well, clergy loyalty. Only 10%?
Get out of my church!
What? It spreads from centers of reformation that spawn once Catholic reform desire is high enough. Are we Catholics? It said Protestant. Oh, the Catholic reform desire. So we have to get the people to want reform, and then they will reform.
So we have to nail the theses.
That would have already happened by now. That would have happened 200 years ago.
So we're nailing our own. There you go.
There you go. Home to the Holy Roman Empire, German North Ireland, Italian, never mind. Heavenly days. Do not show me this again. We're the king of Sweden. It's not running terribly. It's noticeably a little skitsy. I had to strip out a whole bunch of features to make the graphics not cack its pants. Oh, and we even have, look at this! We can even see the actual, here it is. Lapland, Västerbotten, Jokkmokk, Bokaflok.
Dr. Mick.
So we can see the various provinces. This is weird. Do I get to pick who I am? Can I actually make myself be King Charles? Sailors. Too few rivals. You need at least 2 rivals to have a penalty to your power projection score. Right click to dismiss. Shift right click to disable. Oh, heavens. We should have done a tutorial or something. Okay, who are we enemies with? Wait, we're enemies with Denmark? That wasn't supposed to happen for another 2 years. England. Well, screw the English.
I'm coming.
We are Swedes, after all. We don't like the English. Gonna go pillage their monasteries just for fun. No rivals, no rivals. Oh, we have a truce with Denmark, so we're not actually friends, so they are still technically enemies. Karl von Wittelsbach. Karl II. If our heir dies or gets disinherited, then our chance to get a new heir is modified by +5. We should have done the tutorial. Because I have no clue what we're doing. How do I make something happen? My father's 26 years old. The heir is Karl von Wittelsbach. He is 0, so I was right. Because I Googled it. If I had known this from memory, I'd have been proud of myself. So the heir has just been born. So technically, we're still playing as King Karl the 11th. Oh, I can advise. Okay, I can recruit an advisor. Are these actual historical people? Because that would be really intense. Okay, so I don't... David Ehrenstall, stability cost price. We have to pay him 4.38 gold monthly. I don't even know where our gold is. We got administrative power, our diplomatic power, and military power. Where's our gold? This is going to be just a riveting video for everyone to watch. 2 dweebs playing the dweebiest game and not knowing how it works. I'm just going to start clicking on stuff. He's an artist. Oh, he's a natural scientist. I want the natural scientist as my advisor. Recruit Olaf Rudbeck. This will cost us a whole load of cash, but we have it for now. When we need cash, we will invade the filthy Trondelageners and the Finnmarkens. Yeah, that's what we do. So yeah, okay. So we have this guy. How many advisors do we need? Oh, that increases our power. Oh no, this already is our power. The claim of our son to the throne is strong. So that's what we got to try to do. Is we got to get Carolus Rex on the throne.
Carl.
Okay. Oh, name accepted cultures. Swedish is in the Nordic group. Finnish is in the Nordic group, which is not technically true. Finland is questionably considered part of Scandinavia.
Yeah, but
Finland
and Sweden were fairly...
No. Sweden and Norway were both basically one country in the earliest days of the Vikings. Finland was often separate because Finland is technically more Russian influenced than Scandinavian.
Yeah, but the Finnish, especially within the Reformation, were fairly...
Pomeranian.
Involved.
Germanic group, Danish, Karelian, non-accepted cultures. So we hate all these people. The Sami, they were Scandinavian. They're in the Nordic group. Why do we like them? Or Norwegians. We don't like the Norwegians. Holy crap. Okay, what's funny is I have no clue what I'm supposed to do.
You're just nerding out about all the history.
Well, yeah, the history's fun to look at, but this so far isn't a game. It's an interactive textbook. Like, oh, yeah, cool. These people. This is fun. Total income is 27...
The heck is this? The heck is that?
Inflation changes by 0% a year. If only that were true. I have too few rivals, so we got to get ourselves some rivals. How do I pick a rival? Okay. I don't like the filthy English. Confirmed. By setting English, you announce the world that they are your rival. Yeah, sure. We're going to anger a whole bunch of history nerds just because we're so cavalier about everything.
That didn't even happen.
Who's the Commonwealth belong to? Who's the Commonwealth? The American Commonwealth? Can we pick a fight with those Yanks? There aren't Yanks at 1682. There's just...
I was about to say.
I mean, there would be American people in Americas, but they wouldn't have been... The Wilkie Mets. I don't want you. I'm going to pick a fight with the Netherlands because, screw them. Thinking their waffles and their chocolate are so great. I might as well go all out with rivals. Denmark.
Think about chocolate?
Yeah, the Dutch chocolate's a big deal.
I suppose.
Right up there with Swiss. Have you seen the... there you go. First topic. Have you seen the Country Ball... I've shown you the Country Ball webcomic.
The Country Ball.
It's called Country Balls. They're little... Basically, it's... If you took national stereotypes and they just represent them with little ball people.
Oh, yes, you have...
Little spherical people who just represent... Who have, like, their flag as their only identifying mark. And they just interact in funny ways. Yes, it's a great webcomic.
You have to be aware. I
have a truce with Denmark, but they are a rival.
That's a great use of those stereotypical
most of my enemies are my
patterns,
rivals.
Because when people can't laugh at them, I'm like, you miss out on an entire section of humor when you can't just learn to laugh at the fact that you have a particular pattern.
Oh. Okay, enemies are people who think we're rivals. Rivals are people we think will become enemies. So technically...
So saying that to the English meant nothing.
So technically...
I think you may be an enemy, and English are sitting there like...
So the Danes and the English already view us as enemies. They don't like us much. We're simply returning the favor by not liking them back. Okay, we're diplomats. Okay, I'm just going to do whatever this tells me. We have provincial unrest. Oh no! What are we going to do? We have unrest in Rügen, in Stetten, in Starsgard, in Kexelholm, Ingelmanlen, Karelilehulu.
I would imagine visiting said areas.
Well, let's zoom in on them and see where they're at. Where is the problem groups? We don't want to harm them. We just want to say hello. Rügen.
Why is the group so malnourished?
Where is the Rügen? We want to speak to the people of Rügen. Because we think that they are wrong about some things. We just want to...
Well, we think the Rügens are cute.
We don't find the Rügens, and so we don't do anything with the Rügens. Where you be?
You just can't find them.
Holy crap!
You can't find them, so you're like, well, whatever.
Goodness me, this is some detail. Well, okay, who else was on the list?
Look at that water's even moving.
This is insane.
Imagine if you actually had all the shadowing.
Narc. We don't want to go deal with the narcs. Blechingen. Schane. Oh, Rügen, I found him. You're the Rügens who are about to feel the might of my steel and ships floating by. Grain from someplace. This is fascinating. Bergen auf Rügen. There's a fly in here. It's annoying me. Vorpommern, North Germany. This is not a North Germany. This is clearly Swedish land. So Rügen, I hear you have problems with me. You are Pomeranian culture, but that is your problem. Religion is Catholic. Oh, we can't have that. No, not in our good Protestant nation.
Theology does not follow the pattern.
What? There's unrest in the Rügen separatists. No, nein, we can have no separatists here. They fear that their ruler should be of Pomeranian culture. Well, if you want to elect a fuzzy dog as your leader, you can do that. You can't do it with me, so we have no sheep, so no. I'm not going to be able to not talk like this the whole time just because it's just having so much fun. Buildings. Let's build stuff in Rügen for no purpose. Holy crap, we can build town halls and...
We don't like him. Here's a town hall. Hey, he's great.
Whoa, lo, lo.
Whoa, lo, lo.
It's effectively the same strategy. So there's only a couple things we can build in Rügen. What do they need? What are their issues? They don't like us because we're not Pomeranians. For some reason. They want autonomy. Oh, boy.
So they sound like Barcelona.
When autonomy in a province is below 10%, it is no longer possible to decrease it manually. How do I decrease it?
We want to be on our own. We don't need you. When's dinner?
I can recruit a regiment, I can build a ship, I can hire mercenaries.
It's a little bit like the stupidity of California saying, we can do this ourselves, we don't need government assistance.
I'd love to see them try that.
I know.
Lübeck, Denmark currently has the most power in Lübeck. Well, we can't have that either. No. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think that's probably their problem with your leadership.
Well, give me some chime. I'm just a baby. Oh no, technically I'm the father at this point. You're expecting quite a lot of someone who was literally born yesterday. There's $4 worth of loot in this province. Mine now. Screw your separatism. I don't know. So I can build some stuff. Let's build something and make them happy. I don't know. Let's produce some things. Accounting house. Administrative technology 24. Built a town hall. Administrative technology 22. So clearly I don't have much administrative technology.
So how about you make the...
I have no clue what
How about you make Rügen the administrators?
But I don't have the power to do that.
You have all the power.
Sweden considers this to be one of her core provinces. They have control.
What's that line from? I have the only right. Oh, that's right.
You have to. If you want to have anyone hear that, you're gonna have to talk into the mic.
It wasn't worth it.
It's not.
It's not.
This province only has the most basic of defenses. Well, perhaps if we gave them some better defense, they'd like us more. We have no military technology. What am I doing? I should have read the tutorial. Oh boy, you have zero.
Talk about a lame duck king. He's just like.
I am also a baby.
You are not.
I am. I'm playing as Carolus. We started at my birthday. My father makes all these decisions. I just sit around and cack my pants. Filter messages about me. Yeah, let's do that. Where's this going? Can I... What? Who is you, fella? Who are all of you? Who are you, people? Okay, this is unexpected. Mecklenburg, Army von Rostock. He has no leader. Will you like... I could be a leader. We'll train our bodies every day so we can work harder for the footer. I'll me. Oh, boy. Mecklenburg. How do I convince you to join me? Devastation. He has devastation. Thankfully, he is not breathing, though.
Devastation, no breathing.
Did you not catch the joke I just made with that?
I didn't realize you were lobbing that one.
Whoa! I just said that for no reason, apparently. He's got war costs. I am so confused. I'm being too colonial. My first problem is to focus on issues at home. Stockholm. Let's see what's going on there. They probably like me. Oh, hello. I like you. You're fun looking. Kungla Amen. He has no leader. I will be a leader. Okay. What? I can recruit him. He has no leader. How do I give him a leader? I am your leader. Me. Aha, you have a leader now. If only politicians knew it was this easy. You just zoom in, click on a guy, and tell him you're his leader. I'm
your leader, you little...
How do I create a new one? Ooh, I can create a new... This is so unbelievably dense. I mean, I think I knew that, but I'm also surprised at how much more dense it is than even I thought. Because I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Like, I have provincial unrest, which I presume I should, stop, but I also haven't a single clue of how to do that. Stockholm, what's going on in Stockholm? They're Protestants, good. I like that about you. They want recruit, ready-made, build ships. Heavenly days. We have no devastation. We're breathing over here. We're fine. Halsingsland, a narrow strait across the city of Heidelstrudel. 42 administration.
One more step and I'll be the farthest from home I've ever been.
You have a free advisor slot. Well, let's do that. Sten Hard. Well, you probably want to go to a doctor about that. Has it been more than 4 hours? Hans Wachtmeister. I like you.
Are you even checking into who they are?
Nope.
You already chosen
I'm
them.
basing it purely on
You've chosen the
faces.
naturalist doctor. Now you're just... Well, Hitler had an honest face.
I don't know that's... Is that... Okay, are you making that up? I'm not sure that I've ever heard that.
Yes, he did.
There we go. Administrative power is only 10. I gotta pump my numbers. How does one pump numbers?
You get on the floor, get off couch, and begin to squats.
Okay, peace, diplomacy, enemies, things, economy. Here you go. Heavenly days. Oh, we're in the negative. Even I can tell you that's bad. Let's take a loan.
Tell America that.
Loans always solve problems. Our balance went lower. Oh, that's what happens when you take loans. I was thinking
you're doing it exactly like America, you twit.
I was thinking I'd get the loan to increase our balance, but I forgot that's not how it works.
Yeah, it does. You can't just
pay
off. You are literally taking a book straight out of the United States
Treasury. I pay
Treasury.
off my one debt with bigger debt.
Here I go. I'm going to take.
Well, hey, I'm a college student. It's all I know.
I'm going to take some money out of this pocket and put into this pocket and pay myself back.
This can be done automatically when I run out of money.
It's very easy. You just print some more money.
Hey, this is what they told me to do when I went to college. They said, take this debt, and then when you get out of college, take some different debt to pay us back. Then you'll take more debt to pay those people back.
And then
eventually you're dead. Then nobody gets their money. Raise war taxes. Use 75% of something to reduce inflation. Declare bankruptcy. Heavenly days, this is insane.
Sweden's just like, yeah, we're...
It's a lost cause here. No point. While I try to figure out what on earth I'm doing, why don't you kickstart something to talk about other than this?
Wow. I love how you just lob something over.
I'm drinking from not even a fire hose. This is like they've injected the fire hose is down my throat. I've got water pouring out of my anus. I have no capacity for speech, even.
You want me to pick up from there?
Well, it's about as low as it could get. You can help me out.
Talk about garden fountains.
That would make quite a garden fountain, wouldn't it? Guys sitting on a fire hydrant.
It'd be like the reverse of one of those little angels spitting the water.
He's just mouth suckling on a fire hydrant, legs in the air.
He's sunning his perineum.
We've got some Orthodox. I don't mind the Orthodox. They're all right, but the Catholics have got to go.
We've actually talked about that before, haven't we? I don't know if
we've done it on air. Missionary strength. How do I pump my missionaries up?
We've talked about the fact
tolerance can't have any of that.
If some of the modern church, particularly, I think this is a critique of the charismatic.
Okay, so we consider the Catholics, the Anglicans, the Hussites, the Reformed, the Orthodox, and the Coptics only to be heretics. We consider heathens
So everybody's a heretic?
We consider a bunch of people heathens. Like, a whole bunch of people heathens. Fetishists, they're still heathens to this day, don't you know?
Well, all our friends are heathens.
Blame the Sonic fandom. Defender... What? All our friends are... I don't know what you want.
Never mind.
What? You can't just say something like that and then leave it alone.
Sure I can, because there's going to be somebody that gets in the comments that goes, I understood that reference.
Good for them. You can't claim the title because of following reasons. You can't claim the title since because 500 gold.
I can't do anything
I can send missionaries.
Because pickles.
Now, converting Stuttgart will increase religious unity by 2.8%. That's a minuscule
Speaking of
amount.
religious unity, the Book of Eli is a great example of what religious unity can do in a bad way.
I mean, if this is what we're going with topics, I suppose.
Well,
I'm going to send a
you
load
asked
of...
me to furnish topics, so
Well, it's a good movie, but I don't know exactly where you're going with that.
Well, that was...
For
that
months.
was a major part of the movie.
Well,
his whole point was
not
like...
really, though. That was the one guy
was...
being... No, because that guy was wrong. He was the villain. He misunderstood.
Well, of course he was wrong, but my point is he makes a great point in saying that over the years... And I would argue a lot of people that don't necessarily affirm
I'm sending a missionary
higher
just
power
because.
of some kind do then typically see religion as some sort of a device for control.
Well, sure.
Both politically and...
Oh, I don't have any missionaries to send. I need to recruit more missionaries.
Historically isn't inaccurate. I mean, you can't say that that's not necessarily...
Well, we could get into the corruption of the Catholic Church. As long as we're on the subject.
I was about to say...
Let's solve 500 years of theological disparity, why don't we? Western units, Gallops, swivel cannons. I like me some of them. I'm just clicking on stuff. This is a toddler's activity center for history nerds.
Pretty sure this is
just
how
click on stuff
leaders actually do their jobs.
Yeah, I'm just going to go Gustavian infantry. That sounds kind of fun. I'm going to show the outdated units. Yeah.
They all need new uniforms.
That looks outdated to me. Let's go back. Mothball all forts. No, I want to increase my forts. Are you going to go anywhere with the corruption of the Catholic Church? You're just going to leave it at that?
I mean, I'm just suggesting that because humans, as a...
Actually, I think you just made a perfect argument.
Well, that's exactly
because humans.
Because humans. But no, I mean, obviously, one of the biggest things we struggle with is control.
I don't know how, but we're going to handle rebels. Ooh!
Do it!
Ooh! Okay, there we go. We got some fun happening.
Order 66.
Kill them all! An army of 11,000 rebels will fight us. They will gain 10 years of separatism, lose 10 prestige.
And then we'll slaughter a 7-year-old.
7-year-old? That's awful. We can either boost their stability or we could accept their demands. We're not accepting their demands. We don't negotiate with terrorists. We'll boost your stability somehow. Okay, I guess it's been boosted.
Anyway.
The Rugeners!
No,
what are you, a Meshuggah? Oh, well, I guess we'll just accept your demands. We spent too much money on the other guys.
If you take your conviction out of the equation, I think taken to its most rudimentary form on a clinical scientific level, religion absolutely is just simply a unifier of cultures. That is what it is. I mean, I'm saying it again in a clinical manner, like
in the sense that it is, if you were to boil it down to simply a cultural belief,
right?
Because then technically, anything can really be a religion. That's why atheism is categorized as a religion, despite not technically believing in any sort of higher power,
right?
Because it is still nonetheless a unifying belief system.
Well, where you get the term. He's religious about that, meaning, you're going to be dedicated to it to the point of fanaticism. But I think also true that it has united cultures over the years almost by necessity, I suppose. Even in rudimentary societies where there's not a lot of actual political stability, religion plays a significant, or I guess spirituality on a broader level, plays a significant part in making the culture cohesive. And so that being said, within the Catholic Church,
game's paused. How do you make the game not pause?
Unfortunately, when you have such power vacuums and differentials within humankind and the fact that we strive for power, things are bound to go bad. So they did many times.
How do I make time happen?
My biggest argument with the, suppose for the Catholic Church is that it's the whole fine, die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. It's like, okay, the sentiment of one united church was great, but the reality was, as you had people that tried to slowly reform,
as we said, it's the same thing as companies in a degree. We're going, it reaches a certain level at which point it becomes more focused on its own survival than its initial mission.
Right.
And I think that can happen even to institutions that would claim to be more about their, causes. But then you go, well, if you become so much about your cause, you'll eventually. It's a little bit how you can see how one leads to the other.
Yeah.
Or if you go, if you care, you can delude yourself into thinking, well, we have to survive to maintain the cause, therefore we must survive, which means your base instinct is to maintain your own existence and your own authority under the guise of the cause you claim to be fighting for, despite the fact that you're no longer fighting for it.
Correct. Which is where I think
just
when you cannot.
I don't know how to unpause the game. It says it's been paused this whole time.
Oh.
Spacebar does it. I literally just press. The Netherlands says something. Growth of the perfume industry. I'm going to go to it. Hi, Netherlands. Let me smell your perfume. New Spain. Whoa, hi there.
You just talk down to them about their chocolates and waffles.
Yeah, well, their perfume's better than their chocolates and waffles. Diamonds of a type. No, yeah, sure, cool. Hi, Spain. Woo.
Was that in Africa?
No, in Spain. Oh, no, we're in Mexico.
So they're blood diamonds.
I don't... That's racist of you. My king cast his belly. What did he do with his belly?
Castrated it.
We have heard from... we have gained the humiliate rival cause. We can humiliate our rivals? Yes, let's do that. Let's go humiliate London, because why not?
I'm going to go pick a fight.
Anywho, heavenly days.
So I do think it's sad
Stuff's
that
moving.
As people like Kate, like a great example, as
you.
We're currently within Sweden talking about reform and the context of.
Are you about to pull out some Swedish reform knowledge?
I don't have a lot of Swedish reform knowledge, but all I'm saying is, in many cases where the Catholic Church could have adjusted and teased out theological discrepancies, such as in the Council of Nicaea and things of that nature. Early councils that met, it's really kind of tragic because that ceased happening, and all of a sudden they were like, if you have a disagreement, we're just going to make a new religion out of it, and you can just start doing something else. And it's like, well, that's not the point.
Who's you?
I
am so at a loss.
Which speaks to our whole sentiment that we've actually stated probably too many times on this channel, which is
we've stated many things too many times.
Well, which is that if people just learn to actually disagree and still remain in
here we go, something's happening.
Another, a lot could be done.
We've decided to reward our good governance in recent years by donating cash to the treasury. No. We're the poor. Put it in the treasury.
How very Marxist of you.
I am the poor.
That was awfully Marxist.
No, it was...
We are the poor.
It was Palpatinian, if anything.
Sure.
Filter messages about interesting countries. This is... good heavens, I can see why this game has the reputation it does, because
I can see how it would also be a time sink, though, if you especially enjoying these types of I think that says Aro, doesn't it?
Obo technically, because the A with the O is a sort of sound.
Obo.
Truce will expire, oh no, with the Netherlands. What about your perfume? Where did it go? I don't even know where that was. I just clicked on. Well, okay, it can't hurt us that bad. It's just perfume. I'm going to do something in
Hey,
Dalek
spraying
Skogan.
you. My eyes.
I'm going to build something.
It does hurt that bad.
Something's going to happen here in Dalek Skogan.
I'm going to make that a central city.
I can build some berries. I can finally build stuff. I can build a courthouse. Let's do that for literally no reason. My king, we have been warned to not go to war with any countries. Excuse me? We naturally dismissed their upstart ambassador for such... Excuse me? Oh, from Russia. I didn't realize it was from someone. Okay, we haven't got business with you. Screw you, Russia. They found gold found in the West Tunguska. Well, who cares? You told us not to worry about you. I'm not going for your gold. Keep it to yourself, Russia. That's like another bit of good political advice. It applies in many circumstances.
Just to Russia?
Just keep it to yourself, Russia. Big Schlagen. Gonna build something there, too. Stock exchange, why not? Oh, I don't have diplomatic technology. Well, what can I build? I can't build anything. I could build a barracks, which I'm going to do for no reason. We're at 45 minutes. I got to get 15 more minutes out of this before we just... Trade dispute causes belly against Commonwealth. Well, I don't care. They're threatening our trade. What trade? I'm not doing any trade.
You know what's tragic is...
The fall of mankind.
No, I was thinking within the context of nations expanding. Conquest used to be so up close and personal, and now within the globalized kind of world that we live in, it's a little bit not.
Well, conquest doesn't happen much more.
Well,
I mean,
doesn't
it's
it though?
It's kind of... Well, there should be a stable government. I agree.
I was about to say, doesn't it though? It's just at that point, it's a intellectual dominance and conquest. I mean, I don't know. It's... I fear I may get too political, so maybe I'll just leave it at that.
What's the problem with that? We've already chased everyone away. No one's listening anymore. I just solved some kind of problem in Yemtland. Don't know what it was or how I helped, but I feel good about myself. And that makes me a good person. Isn't that how it works?
Land, there's a one-man band. We'll toot his flute for you.
prettier goose for you. Oh, man. Vestjeboten. Yeah. How about you guys? You want a building of some kind? I can build you a building. What do you need? You need stuff I can't give you. All right.
That's a base.
Screw you, Festerboten.
That's a request only a real king could answer.
I wouldn't know about that. Because I'm not a real king. I'm still a child. I can't build nothing. I built too many stuff already. I have no power.
No, what I'm saying is that, like, even within war, I mean, when you were in war with civilizations back in the day, you had to come face to face with a guy and run him through with your blade.
Well,
now it's just like, it's almost like a video game. Like, send those missiles, kill those guys, take them out.
If you're in that branch of the military where you're not even there, it's a little like, it does definitely mess with people's heads. That's why there's such a concern about those kinds of things, because it's, we've been taken a loan. Good. It can be done automatically when I run out of money. Well, that's the perfect solution to all problems, isn't it? Just automatic loans, then I'll never run out of money. Because eventually I'll die.
Speaking of loans... Actually,
I thought you were going to tell... speaking of eventually dying...
No! We've already gone down that rabbit trail enough times. Take the red pill. No.
It had nothing to do with dying.
No, I'm saying...
I have no
Speaking of loans, though, yesterday... I
just constructed a...
I took a new loan out. No.
I'll never financially recover from this.
I watched Catch Me If You Can.
For the first time?
Yeah. And
It's an odd movie.
You found it odd? I thought
liked
it was great.
it, but it was a little weird.
How
it's
so?
A bit weird to follow.
A bit weird to follow.
I don't know why. I found it... I'm not the biggest fan of Leonardo DiCaprio, to be honest.
Well, and that's a fair criticism, I suppose, but, I mean, how can you argue with Tom Hanks?
Well, yeah, Tom Hanks is good, but he's not the star of the film. So,
Yeah, I suppose that's
He's
true.
not the main character. I don't know what I'm doing. Change culture. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm going to change them to Swedish. It will cost 22 diplomatic. Yeah, there you go. These guys are Swedish now. This is how politics works. I could be the president tomorrow. Just walk up to the people and be like, hey, I'm going to expend my political power to make you Swedish.
I'm pretty sure that's actually what's going down right now.
We are currently working...
Push button presidency is absolutely
look at
happening.
This. Boom. Oh, what a claims fabricated. Those underhanded rogues in Kurland.
Can't you just see?
Claim is obviously spurious. Yes, where are these Kurland people?
Can't you just see the acting president just sitting over the two buttons sweating which one gets him coffee and which one does the nukes?
Who's the Kurlanders? Where's Kurland? I have some business to deal with them. They claim something.
I should have watched the tutorial.
I should have. Kurland, where does it be? Well, they can have whatever they're claiming they have. I don't know where they're at.
Squatters' rights at that point.
Yeah, I can't find you, so just whatever. Fair's fair, I guess. Let's go see what the Avos are up to. They're Protestant and they're Swedish, so y'all are good. I like you. How about you guys in the middle? Gotland, you're also Scottish. You're also Swedish.
What are you doing here?
How did you get here? And RA is where the people are. Jokkmokk. Everyone's Scottish, Swedish. I'm going to keep doing it. Everyone's Swedish and Protestant. Well, then I'm a good king. The Sami. Can't have none of you. Get out of here. We don't like you.
And it feels sensational.
Osterboten's Finnish. Can't have none of them dirty Finns around.
Dude, I swear the Finnish were a large part of the conversion of
we are a Swedish Puritans. Karelian Orthodoxy. Get that out of here. Where's my Inquisitor when I need him?
The Grand Inquisitor.
I can't do anything. We have no missionaries to send, and I don't have... Oh, that's fascinating. So I have to convert the religion before I can change the culture. Ain't that how it works? It's almost as if we do know what we're talking about. Sometimes, maybe, when the stars align.
Sometimes.
So I've got to get the Orthodox, but I don't have missionaries. How do I get missionaries? These are my missionaries. I have 0. I want them. How do I get some missionaries?
You invite somebody over.
I'm going to start sending out pamphlets. Do you want to conquer the heathens?
Do you want to talk about our Lord and Savior?
What if I pay them to do stuff?
Now you're getting into real Catholic territory.
Yes, and then I'll give them I'll make them the king of Jerusalem.
They're not in heaven right now. What if I pay them to do stuff?
I'll pay you.
Well, then they'll maybe be in heaven.
I'll pay my missionaries a whole nice salary, and then I'll make them the king of Jerusalem. That's how the Catholic Church solved most of its problems.
Okay.
There will be blood. There certainly will.
We're tinging into Mormonism at this point.
The rumor is spreading that Satake, who are they, is preparing to attack Usuhugi. I don't know who these people are. You don't have much...
It's raw. Everything is raw.
Go to whoever you are. You're not even in my country. Where even are you? You're on the other side of China. Why do I care what you're up to? Let the Japanese sort out their own problems. I got Swedes to worry about.
Japanese and Chinese,
Well, they've got problems too. Whoever it is, let them sort them out themselves. I've got Tavastland to worry about. Savolax sounds like some kind of erectile dysfunction medicine. Savolax, can I change anything about you? If you're Finnish, well, not going to touch that joke. Novgorodian and Orthodox. I have no missionaries. I'm going to hire my band of shady missionaries. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm having fun.
This is a very interesting...
I feel like I need...
It's a little less stiff than I feel like Civilization is. No pun intended.
I feel very stiffened right now. I feel a tad stiff-armed. As I said...
Which arm?
My fire hose is still irrigating my colon. Latvians! And you're Protestant. I don't care if you're Protestant Latvians, you gotta get out. This can be done automatically. Oh, for loans. I thought we were talking about getting rid of the Latvians. I'd like that to be automatic. No more Latvians. Or Regans. Or Osels. Estonian. Nope. Gotta go.
From the University of Heidelberg.
Claims fabricated. What are they saying? Venden is their own. No, this ain't your own. Nah. No Latvians in Venden. Who are you, Inflanty? Can I invade the Inflanty? Well, where's I got people? You. Who are you? I don't know who you are. What's your name? Would you like to be the king of Jerusalem? Who are you? They won't let me control any of these people. I have soldiers, don't I? Whoa! I got a boat that materializes out of thin air. I want to go attack the dirty Inflantnies. Good heavens. This is... If you were... like a huge history nerd. I know we claim to be history nerds. I don't think I can claim that anymore.
Not with this amount of...
Certainly not. So,
people play this religiously, too.
Well, that is the Ingerman land.
So the bottom line is this has a cult following that's quite
That is very true, and I'm starting to see why.
I do see why. I just don't know.
No, the Gradian and Orthodox. Well, I can't do anything about that. I gotta get some Inquisitors.
The people who play MMOs versus the people who play MMOs and like have their own character development separate. That they have the diary that has all the various parts of their life, and it's like, okay, well, now you're taking it a little far there, pal.
We got another 10 minutes. Let's just pontificate about history while pretending to be effectual. Royal marriage offer? Well, sign me up. I'm 2 years old. The Lord Saxe-Lungenberg, Dolph Lungenberg, wishes to enter royal marriage with each of my sovereign lord's dependents. There's only one of us, and I'm 2. This will bring our 2 countries close together. Our legitimacy would change by number 5. Yeah, sure, why not? I just got married. Our truce has expired. Oh no, I just got married. I'm a baby.
Excuse me, I just got married. I'm a baby.
I haven't a clue what we're doing, so let's go see what's going on the good old U.S. of A. The Cree are a people. Oh, we got a bunch of the Indian stuff. That's interesting. The Iroquois and the Cree and all this. This is cool.
Then there's Florida.
And there's Florida just being Florida. Yeah.
It's Hispaniola.
Yeah, let's go see what the pirates are up to. Ooh, Jamaica. And where's Port Royal? Well, that should be one of these. Jamaica. There's only one? Natural Harbor. It doesn't have a name.
It's Port Royal.
Yeah,
they just don't want to say it.
You can't call it that because then everyone will know where it is.
People have Jamaican Port Royals.
Well, Jamaica... What is... Aha, a bunch of other... Our truce expired. Oh no, how sad. We've gained another... Casus Belli, you've got to go. And the truce expired with someone I didn't even know we had a truce. Do we have a truce with Prussia? I didn't even think we did. I'm just going to see how badly I can get Sweden screwed up in the next 10 minutes. You got any other weird historical, fantasies? Not fantasies, what's the word I'm looking for?
I really wish that whole World War I thing never happened.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's leap into a whole different kind of topic. Let's say you have been given the ability to go back in time and make one major decision. What would you do? Because I have thought about this, and I think I know what it would be.
It's really difficult.
Well, of course it is. There's really no right answer to this because the possibility of things going pear-shaped is quite high. But, if you were to say, I think this is the major problem of the modern day, so how would you fix it by going back in time? Because let's say you can only do it once. It's not like you can fix a whole bunch of stuff. You get one chance. While I peruse what's going on in Bergislagen.
What would I do?
You're Swedish. I like you. What about the Narcs? Narcs are Swedish. I like that.
See, the problem is it's going to be from such a limited worldview, because each
obviously.
culture is obviously going to have more value put on one thing or another. I mean,
well, exactly, but that's why I'm asking you. I'm not asking what decision could you make that would inevitably lead to world peace, because
that's impossible.
Exactly, I'm saying, what would you do to improve the world? How you think the world could be improved?
Well, I think the obvious answer would be to remove any.
Not any. You only get to do it once.
Well,
so you can't just be like, I'm going to kill every dictator. You can only kill one of them if that's what you're going to do.
I would say, I suppose, that although there have been many terrible dictators, I think Hitler has been the most infamous in that.
Infamous, but least effectual if you actually count up body count.
Okay, again, fair, but influential has to matter for something.
Yeah, but who's influenced by Hitler today except nutcases? Are
nutcases.
They the people you really think are the biggest problem with the country right now?
Well,
because they are a small minority. Norwegians can't have this. Get out.
But it gives the counter argument a straw man to box, and if it wasn't there, I think more would get done.
Maybe I would assassinate Karl Marx. Yeah. Which I suppose tells you a great deal about my political philosophy. Probably also a good deal about my mental state.
Me saying I'd take Hitler out is not.
You didn't say you'd kill him. You just said you'd.
Well, my thought was, as a baby, you have to take him out, so that makes it worse.
Well, that's far more screwed up. I would have just taken out Marx in like an alleyway somewhere when he was an adult. I would have made it look like a mugging. I don't know. Auto-saving.
No, if I'm going to utilize going back in time option, I'm just going to say, hey, you're a baby. You're no longer alive.
So you're saying you actually think you could do that, though?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, it's hard. I mean, like, I already am acknowledging the fact that it would probably not be as easy as I'm saying. Just be like, yeah, I'm just going to off a guy. Like, that's probably going to be something you'd have to mentally prepare for. I'm not sure you can mentally prepare for murdering a baby. Russia declared war on their new enemy, Kauka. I'm not either one of those people. So I don't care.
That's not even my gossip. Why do I give a crap?
Notiborg. I am literally looking around, building farms. I got nothing to go on.
I suppose Marx probably had more of a, like,
devastating effect.
Well, people follow his
well, the problem is because of the fact,
far and above.
Yes, despite all practice showing their ineptitude.
That's true.
Like the whole idea that it's not true Marxism, I'd be like, well, let's just remove that argument by having there be no true Marxism.
Well, that's a bit of the whole.
I have no clue how
Scotsman argument.
I have no clue how our troops got so impressive, considering I haven't done anything.
If nothing is Marxism, then everything is Marxism.
Well, basically, it's the Jordan Peterson thing where he's going. It's egotism, is what it is. It means you think you could have done better, and you're wrong, and B, if you were
video,
if on the off chance you're correct, someone else would have capped you first.
Yeah.
Transylvania, we've got a chart. We've got a herald from King Dracula. He says something.
He says, "I'm going to suck your blood."
Why did you have to make him sound like that? This game is insane. This game is for people who are insane. Having now seen it,
all kinds of insane people in it.
Moldavia,
people going insane playing
Transylvania. I'm gonna go see where Drac lives. Turda, he probably lives there. Wasn't he not a Kalechian? That's a fake country. What was he called? There was an actual historical province of Transylvania that the actual Vlad the Impaler was said to have. Wallachia. I don't see no Wallachia here.
Walhalla?
I see Ulwau.
Wow.
Or Przemisl. These are all sounding like or Zipsy or Zips. These are starting to sound again like erectile dysfunction.
Especially the Zips. That's the kind you buy at the gas station over the counter.
Oh dear. Those are the ones you definitely want to call your doctor about. Because I don't know.
Yes, the product extends, and the side effect is that it doesn't work at all.
Speaking of not working at all, should we put ourselves out of our misery? I thought we could at least make sense of this, but I was so drastically wrong. I've had fun. That's not what I said, though. I'm talking about making sense. I don't think any sense has been made today, but I feel fun. I feel good about my life.
Remember,
I'm a good king.
Religion changes people's minds, so...
It's April the 8th
so what's the sound again?
of 1684. I happen to be a little less than 2 years old right now, so I can't be blamed for anything that happens. I spent the first 2 years of my life telling people to do random things, and later on I became a good king. So
hands washed. Washed hands.
This game is for mad people.
How do we stop it again?
E.